This is some Jowell texturizers, and as you see, they don't cut. Let's see if I can fix them. What you think? Now these teeth, if you look close, they're a little scooped out, and it looks like it's got some little nicks inside here. The teeth actually have a little bit of angle to them, and the reason why they're this side's higher than that one is so that the blade will touch the next tooth before it leaves that one. It makes them smoother, but it also makes it a really pain to sharpen. Look at that.
Yeah.
I got Patrick with me today. He's practicing training. So I'm going to sharpen this one blade. This is one of them, Patrick, that I pray over, this kind of shear. Mm-hmm. and if God has nothing special to show me that day, I can sharpen this one blade and it'll cut perfectly. If not, we're going to have to kind of do some things with that blade. And even if I don't have to do anything with it, I'm going to show you how I would if I did.
Okay.
So let's get into just normal, everyday sharpening.
Can I ask you a question about
You
this
sure
washer?
can.
Which way do you think that washer goes back on?
Okay, that's a good question. So, you see how, that might be for somebody else too. You see how that washer is cupped?
Mm-hmm.
The cup needs to go toward the head of that screw.
So it fits in.
So it fits in there.
Okay.
Now, if you get a brand new washer, usually they're flat, but this happens to be a Jaguar washer.
Right.
And they're always going to be this little rubbery and cupped like that.
Cupped. Okay.
And we have some Jaguar washers you may want to pick up before
Sure.
you leave.
Okay.
So I'm going to take these apart. And if I haven't introduced myself, I'm Bonnie Megowan from Bonika Shears, and I do a lot of videos on sharpening, right, Patrick?
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds. And when I come across something unusual like this shear here, with these weird teeth, and it's not cutting at all, then I like to videotape it, and you'll see whether I can fix it or not. There's some doubt in it. This belongs to a customer who's mailed them to me, so I want to take these apart. Last year I just sharpened it. As I was taking it apart, I had it open. Actually, it's when I was putting it together, I had it open, and my screwdriver slipped, and I nicked that blade, and I had to sharpen it again. So be careful when you take them apart and put them back together, because if you screw, and that's one reason I use this little bitty screwdriver. It's easier for me and my hands. And I want to take a look at that washer. See, that's a split screw. And see what that washer looks like. Looks pretty good. Now see, that's another one. Look at this one, Patrick. See how it's cupped like that? So that cup is going to go toward the head of my screw.
Okay.
Now, probably when that washer was brand new, it was perfectly flat, but it kind of gets cupped
Just
into shapes. And you want to put it back that way because you'll have a better chance of them becoming loose.
Right.
Look at the inside of these teeth. I have a really wide ride here. Absolutely none back there. I'm going to work the ride on both sides, but this one makes me think there's some problem with that tooth. Of course, it was this one that didn't cut, so interesting. You don't always know what's going to happen till you get in there. Okay, that came up pretty good there. Now I'm going to go ahead and work the ride on this one. Kind of curious to see what it looks like afterwards. Still don't have any ride on that tooth back there. Might do a little scrubbing. I see this, Patrick, this is one that I would probably use your 1000 grit stone. I'm going to borrow your 1000 grit stone. It's right here. I have one somewhere, but it's not handy. Yours is handy.
Yeah.
And you're asking when to use it.
Right.
See, this one here, we're not seeing a ride on that tooth there.
Yeah.
And I really need a ride on it, so I might start in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And that's about all of, oh yeah, look at there. See, I got the ride that quick. Can't hear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's not wide, but it's there.
Yeah.
I got it that quick, and I've been working and working on this stuff.
Okay.
But just a few strokes. But you'll be glad you've got that 1,000 grit when the time comes.
Okay.
So let me show on this thing. Yeah, you can see on there. It's a skinny, skinny, skinny ride, but I've got a ride on that tooth. Try it on your mannequin over there. Now, Patrick's a hairstylist, so you know how the shears are supposed to cut.
Yeah.
And he got them. He just sharpened his own shears.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
It's something, I mean, the whole thing is sharpening. You're working with your hands, but you're working around people, and you're improving things. And it's a lot less work on your back and your body than doing hair, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot less.
Where's my polishing pad? There it is right there. Moving this. I think you're going to enjoy this.
I think I am.
You know, since I had to do so much to that ride line here, I think I'm going to go ahead and do something to the teeth before I put them together.
Okay.
This thing here. Anyways, this is diamonds, cone shaped.
Yeah.
And you see these things here?
Yeah.
I just want to kind of pull up a little burr to the inside.
I see.
Following that angle here. I think this will be easier to do before I put them back together. And just kind of following that angle. Most of the time, if you get a shear like this, you're not going to have to do anything to the teeth. And you don't see this many shears that often. This is the tooth I'm most worried about. Of course, that was the one that didn't cut. But this one has a weird, didn't have a ride line, and it looks like it's got like a little bit of a burr on the outside here. Right in the middle of that little scoop. All right. Pulled up a teeny tiny burr, and I'm just going to pop that off. Let's put it back together and see if I fixed it. A lot of times, just some of the things, just following regular sharpening will fix those shears that you think you're not going to be able to do. So a lot of times on these kind of texturizers, I'll just get a piece of regular bond paper like this, Patrick, and to cut any burrs off. See? Because they definitely didn't cut before. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Got to give it a little bit more of a squeeze. You got to use a little bit of a. It's cutting. It's not cutting great. So I put another bumper in, and now I think my bumper is. I haven't trimmed it out yet. See, but I think my bumper is too big. It's not crossing enough, because when I cut with that last tooth, see, it's not cutting. So I want to trim that bumper. You can also use X-Acto knife, or I like these little cuticle nippers. I think that's about right. Let's see if that fixed it. I think that fixed it. Patrick, I'm gonna let you try it out.
Okay. They cut.
Yeah.
They pull just a little.
Yeah, I don't know if they were ever better than that.
Yeah.
I think that's as, sometimes we gotta think that's as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
I doubt if they were any better than that when they were new. And most of the people that use these, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, they don't cut and pull out. They're doing this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of create a little choppiness. So
Yeah.
I'm going to call that done. And I said, can these shears be fixed? And I'm going to say, yeah. They're good enough. We say in Georgia, good enough. Got them done. Get her done. So it's you can't be too much of a perfectionist in this business, because there's sometimes all you can do is improve them 100%, and
Yeah.
I definitely did that. So if you come across these, like I said, pray over them first. And that is the Jowell JT5. If any of you have a better trick on how to get those to work, but I'm pretty sure these are a cast shear, and when you see a bad ride line on a cast shear, not a lot you can do, but I think they're better. So I can send these back to this lady.